Donald Trump is back in the White House. Don Lemon, along with others, leave X, and FEMA fires the person supposedly responsible for telling people to bypass houses with Trump signs and Trump flags, etc. So, let's go ahead and get into some of this. First of all, we're just going to jump right into the Trump went back to the White House, talked with President Biden, and I got to tell you, I don't think I've ever seen Biden this happy. I don't. I've seen him smile a couple times, but look, this guy looks genuinely happy. I still hold the belief that I think he wanted Kamala to lose because he was forced out, and Kamala got inserted into his position as far as the candidate for presidency. But hey, he can go down as the only person that's ever beat Donald Trump in a presidential run. So he's got that going for him. So there's that. But yeah, let's check this out. So this was him, President Trump and President Biden, and they were at the White House. They had a little get together, a 2-hour sit down, and they did a little thing with the press there, and yeah, let's check it out real quick.
Former President,
Thank you.
Donald, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And looking forward to having like we said, smooth transition. Do everything we can to make sure you're accommodated, what you need. And we're going to get a chance to talk about some of that today. So
Good.
welcome
Thank you
back.
very much. And thank you very much. And politics is tough, and it's in many cases not a very nice world, but it is a nice world today, and I appreciate it very much. A transition that's so smooth, it'll be as smooth as it can get, and I very much appreciate that, Jim.
You're welcome. Thank you all.
Look at him. Look at him. Look at him smiling. He's happy. He's a happy man. He's on his way out. Jim, like I said, I think he's happy Kamala lost. Look at him. You believe these guys? Look at the media. Listen to that. They're losing it. They're not going to answer no questions right now. Keep moving. Get out. Okay. So listen. Look at that man's face. Tell me he's not happy. Like I said, I think he's over the moon that Kamala lost that, because he gets to now say that he was the only one that ever beat President Trump. He was the only one that could beat Trump. That's what he can roll with. So, hey, Clinton couldn't do it. Kamala couldn't do it. He did though. So he gets to say that. I think he's happy. He's happy to be getting out of that office. And listen, another thing, for all the the whole, he's come out. He said that Trump was a dictator. He's a threat to democracy. He's Hitler. The Hitler reincarnate. What all that other stuff. I don't think he believed any of it, because he just told him there was going to be a smooth transition and that it's going to be good to go. And even there was a picture that come out after of President Trump, President Biden, and Jill Biden, or Dr. Jill Biden, afterwards, and they were all smiling. They all looked happy. I think Jill's over the moon about it too, because they forced her husband out. I think she liked that power just as much as he did. So, what you gonna do? Anyway, we'll go ahead and go on to the FEMA. Now, FEMA has come out, and they have let go of this woman who was supposedly that sent out that message to bypass houses with the Trump signs. Complete, utter garbage. And she's claiming that she is being escaped. She's a scapegoat, and that this was handed down from her from the up higher ups, which I would have to tend to believe her, just because of the fact that I don't believe that it's just an isolated person that happens to do this. I think that it was the higher ups. Absolutely, no doubt in my mind. I would believe that is the case, because it's not just one person that's saying it. Anyway, we'll check this out.
Well, FEMA insisting that the case of an agency supervisor telling relief workers to avoid Trump campaign signs at homes during disaster response is an isolated incident. Let's bring in the FEMA official who was fired over the incident, but claims she has been made a scapegoat. Marnie Washington. Marnie, thank you so much for coming on. I want to read this because this is from the FEMA administrator, Deanne Criswell. She said this, and she's talking about you. She said, quoting here, recently, a FEMA employee departed from these values to advise her survivor assistance team to not go to homes with yard signs supporting President-elect Trump. This was reprehensible. I want to be clear to all of my employees and the American people, this type of behavior and action will not be tolerated at FEMA. You say this is not your policy. You're not political. You don't care about the right or the left. You are simply doing your job and following your orders. So you're telling me these orders came from somebody above.
Like I said, I absolutely 100% believe this, because I do not think it's just one person. I think it most definitely came from the top down, because, well, my opinion on it is they know that Trump is coming into office, and they're scared now. Before, there was a chance that he might not come back into office, and they could still, have their biases. So.
Correct. When I first reported to Florida, I was already on another team. I was there as a specialist. This was the culture. They were already avoiding these homes based on community trends from hostile political encounters. It has nothing to do with the campaign sign. It just so happened to be part of the community trend. When you focus in on the campaign sign, you are violating the Hatch Act. So that is something that FEMA definitely wants to stay away from, because it was created in 1939, and that was to protect citizens from being alienated based on their political stance.
So just so we're clear, you're saying that basically FEMA was doing this out of safety. They were doing that safe because they had some adversarial conflicts with some people with Trump signs in their front yards. So they banned every Trump sign. They said, don't go to any homes with Trump signs. And if that's the case, why would they come down so hard on you? Why?
I don't believe that for a second. I do not believe that it was for the safety. Because let me tell you something. Now, this is my opinion, and I very well could be wrong about it. I don't think I am, though. Look, if you're in that position, whether you're a Trump supporter or a Kamala supporter, you deserve help, okay? And let me tell you something. If FEMA came to a Trump supporter's house and they said they got violent or they threatened, or why would you even if you are a Trump supporter or a Kamala supporter, if you're in that type of position where you need help, I do not believe that somebody would become violent or threatening to somebody just because of their political views. I don't see that happening. It's just, it doesn't compute with me. Why would somebody do that if they actually needed the help? I don't understand. So somebody can explain it to me. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see where that lines up. I don't.
Why are you the scapegoat? Why are you the one they're saying was, quote, reprehensible for actually putting this in place when you did not put this in place?
What's reprehensible is they're not being transparent. Why is this coming down on me? I am the person that jotted down the notes from my superiors, and my notation in Teams chat was exposed from their surge capacity team. That's exactly what happened, and it's easy to then say, well, haha, it's her name, it's her writing.
Right.
Make her accountable for it. But I'm just simply executing, again, what was coming down from my superior.
And look, I'm not going to, this isn't anything against her personally. I understand a lot of people are like, they have a job to do, they follow orders, I get that. But look, if it was me, and this is just me talking, this is just me being me, if it was me, and somebody from higher up told me to avoid, now everybody knows I've got a bias I lean Republican, I voted for Trump, everybody that knows me knows that, everybody that watches this knows that. If I was told if I was a FEMA worker and I was told not to avoid houses with a Kamala sign, I would say, yeah, I'm not going to do that. They need help just as much as everyone else, and I'm not going to avoid someone's house just because of their political beliefs. Like I said, that's just me. I'm not going to follow that order. I'm not going to do it. Like I said, that's just me.
Right. And I'm wondering, because it says things like when on this list that says avoid the Trump houses, drink water, take rest breaks. So there's a list of things. You didn't come up with those either, right?
No.
So you didn't come up with any of this list. Is that a fair assessment?
Yes, sir.
And I'm wondering, how do you prove that, Marty? You're trying to save your reputation. How do you prove that this order came from above?
Well, the last time that question was posed, I verbally called on all DSA crew leads and specialists that are still active with FEMA and former to come forward and discuss our avoidance policies, our de-escalation policies. Because to be honest with you, we don't I know the highlight here is the Trump campaign signage, but if someone is in another, like an urban community, and it's a different culture and someone feels uncomfortable, we can't go to that home. If you have loose dogs and someone on the team is comfortable with dogs and another person is not, we can't go to that home because of safety precautions.
So you feared the Trump houses. The people on FEMA were fearing the Trump houses like they were fearing people with vicious dogs in their backyard.
Exactly.
I think
that's based on
ridiculous.
that's based on the trends. You can ask FEMA for incident reports. They have those because they ask us to report out if there's an incident at home. And unfortunately, again, the passionate supporters for Trump, some of them were a little bit violent.
But all of them were painted with the same broad brush. All of them as being, we're not going to go near these because we think they're all bad people.
No, because some were registered. Some did receive case inquiries and updates.
Yeah.
Some of them came outside and said, "Hi, I appreciate what you're doing. I would like to participate." And then some were very vocal and firm that they didn't want anything to do with FEMA, and they thought that we were crooks.
And lastly, we've got to go. We're running out of time here. Did this also happen in other places? This was Florida, but did it happen in North Carolina? Did it happen in other places?
Georgia as well. Just ask the crew leads and the specialists. They will discuss their avoidance and their de-escalation methods in the field. And I think Ms. Criswell would be happy to know what's going on, truly.
Marty, thank you for coming on.
Well, there you go. There's that. Like I said, I don't know if I believe the whole. Could there be some irate people that were Trump supporters? Yeah, sure. But to avoid them altogether, I don't know. There's a lot in there that I don't believe. There's a lot in there that I'm like, yeah, I could see that. But yeah, there's that. But anyway, let's go ahead and go on to people leaving X, formerly Twitter. Joy Reid being the first one that we're going to take care of. Why? I don't think she'll be missed. For one, she came out and did a little video, said that she wasn't even active on the site anyway. So I guess ever since Elon took it over, she hasn't been active on it. Surprise, surprise. But this is her explaining her little exodus from X. So we'll take a look at this.
Hey guys, so today I finally did something I've been meaning to do for a while. And the reason for doing it, and kissing goodbye my 1.9 million followers over there, is because I hadn't been posting for a long time. I just didn't want to contribute content once it was purchased by its present owner. But just having it there, I was only holding on to it because I, really didn't want someone trying to.
Why is it that somebody explain to me why President, like The View, Joy Reid, they won't. Like The View came out and said, it was Whoopi specifically said that I'm not going to say his name, talking about President Trump, and now she's not going to say Elon Musk's name. Somebody tell me the reasoning behind why they. Like the whole Harry Potter, he who shall not be named thing. I don't. Why can't you? Like Like, they're scared of saying his name. I don't say it 3 times and it might appear. Oh my goodness, I don't know. Somebody explain it to me.
To take over that name and using it for nefarious purposes. I was a little bit worried about that. And also every so often I would use it to just like sort of look at news that was trending and what's happening. And I would just sort of use it as like an aggregator. But I just realized that that's not really worth it, because in order to like do the news aggregation and just look at all, you have to wade through a lot of dreck and a lot of just abuse and a lot of just negativity, and it's just not worth it. And, you know, hey guys, so today I find
Anyway, yeah, she said it's just not worth it. She doesn't get on there anyway, except for to scroll through some news, and she has to drudge through a bunch of stuff, and she doesn't feel like it's worth it. Okay, I guess if that's I don't care. Bye, I guess. Anyway, we got the old Don Lemon decided he didn't want to be on X anymore either. Let's check him out.
Loved connecting with all of you on Twitter and then on X for all of these years. But it's time for me to leave the platform. I once believed that it was a place for honest debate and discussion, transparency and free speech. But I now feel it does not serve that purpose. In addition, starting this Friday, November 15th, X is implementing new terms of service, which among other things states that, quote, all disputes be brought exclusively in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Texas or state courts located in Tarrant County, Texas, end quote. The full terms of service can be found on my written statement or on the X website. Now, as the Washington Post recently reported on X's decision to change the terms, this, quote, ensures that such lawsuits will be heard in courthouses that are a hub for conservatives, which experts say could make it easier for X to shield itself from litigation and punish critics. I think that speaks for itself. You can find me on YouTube.
Kind of like the court that, your political party put Trump through in a Democrat stronghold. Kind of like that, Don. I don't know. I mean, whatever. If he wants, I don't care. If he wants to leave, I don't care. The Guardian is leaving too. Okay. I don't even think I was following them, but they're going to go ahead and take off too. But this is the same Guardian that wrote articles like this. Getting fit is great, but it could turn you into a right-wing jerk. What? Just so because you're in shape and fit, that makes you a right-wing jerk. It's good to know. Good to know. Thanks for that. I'd rather the police investigate a crime of misogyny than a burglary. Good for you. I created this ISIS flag at London Pride to start dialogue, not to get a laugh. Okay? White supremacists declare war on democracy and walk away unscathed. Yeah, because that's the kind of stuff that I want to. That's the kind of stuff I want to be reading. Anyway, goodbye. I don't care. I don't. If you want to leave X and whatever, that's fine. Don Lemon doesn't even have a show anymore. He's trying to branch out into, the podcasting scene, and he's not doing very well at that either. So good on you. Good luck. Good luck to all of you. I hope it works out well. I honestly believe that. I don't want to see anybody leave, honestly, because I think there should be differing opinions and there should be discussions about it. That's how I feel. So I'd rather they stay on X. That's just me. Anyway, that's all I got. Hey, if you liked it, hit that follow, subscribe. Appreciate you hanging out, especially for all my rants. And I'll see y'all on the next one. God bless.